Hello there, hope you're having a good day and welcome to my video on the Game Awards 2022. So this is my pick, my favourite games from the show. It was a really strong showing. The show is back in full force, some fantastic premieres, some real surprises. So first off, I wanted to talk about The Lords of the Fallen. Now we've seen this before, it's nothing new, but there was another trailer. It's not just pre-rendered footage, it's in-game stuff. Does look really impressive in terms of the visuals, the dark fantasy, how imaginative the enemies are. Now this is quite confusing because there was a game called Lords of the Fallen that came out years ago, and it was a Souls-like game. Didn't really like it that much myself, but this is basically called the same thing. They just put the in front of it. I think it's the Lords of the Fallen as opposed to Lords of the Fallen. So it's not Lords of the Fallen 2, which you would probably expect it to be called. But the new trailer, it definitely looks kind of refined, more elegant designs, more imaginative designs. So although I didn't like the first game, I've got my eye on it. It does look impressive. It all comes down to the combat and how good that's going to be. We haven't really seen that yet, so I'm kind of hesitant about it. Okay, next game I wanted to talk about was Dune Awakening. Now this came out of nowhere. This was like a premiere. Oh, I hadn't seen it before anyway. Now I saw the film, the new Dune film that came out a while ago, and I really enjoyed it. So this caught my attention. Now I don't normally go near film tie-ins because they're normally not that great. Normally a developer will pay a lot of money for a film license and it would be sort of a low budget affair. They're just relying on the fact that people enjoy the film. The film came out a while ago, so they can't rely on that too much. They're going to have to put out something pretty decent, and it's a multiplayer survival online game, like an MMO. Yeah, I'm not too impressed by that. I mean, do we really need a big online MMO game, survival game? I'm not sure about that. But visually, it was quite striking. It does look quite a muted colour palette, but then it is on a desert planet, so you'd expect that. I don't actually like garish games, so a muted palette is fine with me. The environments look really stylish. That's what really caught my eye. The actual locations, the interiors that we see, although they're stylish, they do look a bit bland looking. There isn't a lot of detail there. Yeah, it's still intriguing. It is a stylish looking trailer. I'm going to keep my eye on it. I'm not going to rush out and buy this one, or I mean maybe it'll be free to play being an MMO. I'm not sure how they're going to do it, but yeah, got my eye on it. Now the next one I want to talk about is the Cyberpunk 2077 DLC, Phantom Liberty. Now Cyberpunk obviously had a bit of a checkered start there, a bit of a nightmare for CD Projekt Red, but they stuck with it and we've got a DLC coming. I haven't played a lot of Cyberpunk 2077 because I was distracted by other things, but what I have played of it, I actually really enjoyed it. So yeah, I definitely keeping an eye on this DLC, be interested to see how it reviews. I do love Cyberpunk. I think the universe that they've created looks fantastic. I love Blade Runner, the film Blade Runner, it reminds me of that. Definitely want to get back into Cyberpunk. So the fact that they're still sticking with it and there's DLCs coming out and there's going to be more and more updates, I'm sure. So yeah, this is a game that's going to have a lot of legs, I think. I think a lot of people might not want to go back to it if they had a really bad experience. A lot of people did when it first came out. But I think there's a solid game now, and now they've sort of fixed it up. I think it's going to be a great game to play. Okay, the next game I want to talk about is Viewfinder. Now, this looks to me like a very sort of slow-paced, puzzly type game, a leisurely thing, a nice game to unwind to. And I like action games, but sometimes you just want something that you can unwind to. The puzzles might stress you out, I don't know. But if it is a puzzle game, that's what it looks like, then yeah, I'm interested because I played a game called The Witness. I've got a review of The Witness. I really enjoyed it, and if it's anything like that, then yeah, I'm definitely going to check it out. Another game I want to talk about is Replaced. Now this is an Xbox exclusive. Hopefully it might come to PlayStation at some point. I've seen it before, I've spoken about it before, but it is a striking game. Like, it looks beautiful, the art direction is incredible. Fantastic pixel art, but in a sort of 3D world, so like 2D cutouts in a 3D world. Again, it looks very cyberpunky, sort of Blade Runner-y style game. The lighting is just incredible. It is a beautiful looking game. I'd love to play it. Makes me want to get an Xbox just to play it. That's coming out in 2023. Now, another game that caught my eye was the Forspoken trailer. Now, I've never really been into Forspoken before. We've seen trailers before, we've seen gameplay footage, and it never really captured my imagination. It was not my cup of tea. It was like a power fantasy with lots of fancy moves and big magical sort of explosions and things, and jumping through the air and backflips, and yeah, combat wise it all looks a bit showy, a bit flashy, but I'm not sure if there's that much substance to it. I'm not sure about that, but visually the new trailer did catch my eye. The enemy designs do look really good, so yeah, it's definitely caught my eye. I was a bit taken aback by that. I was a bit caught off guard because I kind of written this game off, but that was a strong trailer. Yes, definitely put it back on my radar. I'm not going to rush out and buy it, but I'll definitely be looking at the reviews when the game does come out. And there is a demo available apparently for the PS5, because it is a next gen game. So if you've got PS5, you're lucky enough to have one, then you can check out the demo and see what it plays like. I certainly would if I had a PS5. Another game I want to talk about is Diablo 4. Now, I'm not a big Diablo fan. I've dabbled in the past, but I do love dark fantasy, and it looks really dark. Like the art direction is impeccable. The environments look amazing. So I want to try and get into it. So I will keep my eye on Diablo 4 for sure. And there was a really fun little trailer, Dead Cells trailer. Dead Cells is a roguelike game, came out quite a few years ago. I've always been interested in it, but I'm not really into roguelikes. But I do love Castlevania, and this little sort of animated trailer is for a DLC that's coming out first quarter next year. It is a sort of a tie-in with Castlevania. So I've obviously spoken to Konami, and they've done a deal. Yeah, so it's Dead Cells, but you've got Belmont and you've got Alucard and Dracula, and you're fighting in the castle, Dracula's castle. So yeah, that is definitely something I'm interested in. In fact, I actually decided to pick up a copy of Dead Cells. I've got a new copy for like £15. Yeah, it's the Game of the Year edition. I like to have a game that I can play at Christmas, so I thought I'd just pick that up and play it at Christmas. If I like it, maybe I'll get the DLC as well. Okay, so now for the big hitters. Death Stranding 2. Wow, I love the first game. I know it's not for everyone. Not everyone likes Death Stranding, but for me it's an absolute classic. I think Hideo Kojima is an absolute genius. I love his work. And the new trailer looks amazing. So Death Stranding 2, I will definitely be buying it, definitely playing it. I don't really need to say anything more. If you've played Death Stranding and you liked it, then this looks like a solid sequel. Kojima, he always does great things. I'm sure he will mix things up, and yeah, it's going to be fantastic, I'm sure. And it looks incredible. So I'm definitely going to be making some more deliveries, that's for sure. But to my surprise, that wasn't the highlight of the show for me. I thought Death Stranding 2, I thought that was going to be it. I thought that's going to be the highlight, that's going to be the peak of the show for me. But no, From Software's new game, Armored Core 6, finally seen a trailer and it looks amazing. Fires of Rubicon it's called. It's a cross-gen game, it's been in development a long time, so it's going to be coming out for the older systems as well. But wow, it just looks incredible. I love how gritty it looks, the darkness of it. It's got that sort of dark fantasy. It's sci-fi, and it's just just looks incredible. I love it. I love the mechs, the way they look. I have not played an Armored Core game before. I really don't know what to expect. Apparently the older games are sort of mission-based, which is fine. I mean, I'm kind of hoping they might restructure it in some way, make it a bit different. Apparently it is a bit Souls-like as well, which doesn't surprise me, obviously being From Software. With all the success of Elden Ring and the Dark Souls games, that they might make it a bit more Soulsy, give it a bit of a Souls elements to it. Be interesting to see what they do with it. Really hyped for that. So that was my pick of the show. Okay, so I haven't even mentioned the Game of the Year winner, Elden Ring. For me, that's a no-brainer. I haven't played God of War Ragnarok, but the people I know that have played it and have also played Elden Ring, they actually prefer Elden Ring. They say that Elden Ring is definitely the better game. Although God of War Ragnarok is an amazing game, people are saying that Elden Ring deserves Game of the Year, and it's won Game of the Year. So fantastic for From Software. They deserve it. I have played about 170 hours of Elden Ring. I'm still playing it, and it's amazing. It's just fantastic. An incredible game. Definitely From Software's biggest and most ambitious game. The amount of content you get for your money is just phenomenal. I love all the bosses and the dungeons and the castles and the big open world. It definitely lives up to all the hype and then some, and I can't wait for the DLCs. So, okay, so those are my picks, my personal favourites from the show. If I haven't mentioned something that really piqued your interest, then please let me know in the comments. I'd be interested to hear what other people thought of the show and the games that they are really looking forward to. So yeah, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed the show. So many great games to play. The gaming industry is definitely going from strength to strength. So many great games coming out next year. And yeah, the PS5, there are definitely some strong exclusives now for the PS5, you know, the next gen consoles. So I'm getting more and more pushed into thinking about buying a PS5, a new console. But at the moment, I feel as though I don't need to at the moment. I've still got loads of PS4 games to play. And the fact that Armored Core is cross-gen, that's another game I can play. But then again, maybe I'll save it to play on the PS5. You know, it depends on how the PS4 version runs, how good it looks. I think Armored Core's been in development for a long time, so I think it will probably look really nice, like Elden Ring does. I mean, Elden Ring on my PS4 Pro, perfectly happy with it. Okay, so thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.